So we have the Emperor coming up here as the underlying energy. Now, yeah, he can be very stubborn, right? But he's all about taking control of a situation, being in charge. You know, my way or the highway. I know what I'm doing here. Do you though? There might be question marks over that this week. I don't think it's that you don't know what you're doing, but I think it's more I'm looking at the past here, we have the Knight of Wands here, right? And that's your energy. So it's more like maybe you were kind of in and out of a situation. You weren't sure what you wanted with it. You know, you were excited, you were enthusiastic, but there wasn't that kind of stability that was required in that situation. And now you're looking to bring some stability to a situation, but it feels like you need more information about this. And I'm kind of sweeping through it kind of fast, but that's what that whole top row is saying to me. Because he takes charge, and that's brilliant. He says, step up, take control. He's the boss, the father figure, the authority. He's the last word. He runs an empire. He's not going to dither on whether he should do things. He decides, I'm going to do this. And, you know, with the foundation being the Knight of Wands, it might be to do with the situation. I mean, it's general, right? So the energies can go both ways. But this is someone who takes control. They're like, this is what we're doing, right? This is what I want to do. Not arguing about it. This is the situation. But it's kind of in contrast to this energy in the past where he's not like that. He's about, where's the fun? Where's the next party? And it might be that you've gone in a different direction. You've been looking for that new adventure, because that's what the Knight of Wands does. And this, like I said, could be last week, last month, last year. That's the past. But whatever it was, whatever that restlessness was, or that you were searching for something, and that's what I think the Knight of Wands is. He's always searching for that new experience. Because he wants that. He wants those new experiences. That's what gets him going. You know, that's the excitement for him. He loves that. He's not afraid of change. He's like, you guys, that's Sagittarius energy. They're mutable, they're flexible energy. You know, they're always moving, they're getting things done, progress. But were you kind of charging around from one thing to the other, one thing to the other? Now there's more settled energy, but it kind of feels still. I will say this, before you make any hard and fast decisions, we have the Page of Swords at the heart of this reading. Talks about more information. There's more information needed yet. Now, this might be brutal honesty, right? This might be brutal honesty that's needed in the situation. Maybe you're dealing with someone that's killing your buzz. I mean, you can imagine the Emperor would be killing this guy's buzz if he's all kind of all over, like, wants fun. And this guy's like, no, we're doing this. And then we've got the truth. The truth sits in the middle of these two. But the brutal truth is the Page. He doesn't care about, you know, niceties and saying things in a pleasant way. He's just like, here's the truth. Slaps it out there. And then everyone has to deal with it. But it's interesting to me that the Knight of Wands is looking over here. So maybe through all of this, whatever this adventuring, or some of you might have even come back like from traveling, because we have the Knight of Wands here and we have the World here. Whatever this adventure is, whatever this cycle that you've been completing, whatever it is that you've been doing, now you're getting real. Now there's like, all right, so what are we going to do? I want this stability. I want to take control. I want to, you know, be in the kind of driving seat here and know where I'm going, but I need more information. He's the spy, and that's what spies do. They go out there and get more information. I get the sense some of you might be waiting on some information as well. Some news, either a message or something, you're waiting for it. But there's this kind of sense of almost like poised, like, you know, ready to act, ready to kind of get into some kind of action. Not Knight of Wands style, he doesn't care. He's ready to go anywhere. This is very deliberate energy. I know what I'm getting into. I'm going to do this, but I need more information first before I kind of know if I'm fully in this or not. And I think that decision gets made this week because we have the World coming up. The World is the completion of a major life cycle. Major life cycle. When I have this kind of solid energy here, very solid energy, and this is kind of very Mars-like energy, and this is Saturn, right? So there's very kind of strong energy here. With the World, it's a successful completion of a cycle. Whatever you needed to get out of that experience, you've got it. Now, yeah, I always say this, 9 out of 10 people, when they hear that, they say, I didn't learn anything from this. I didn't get anything out of this. You know, I've ended up with X, Y, and Z. I've just lost this, or that's happened. But it's telling you whatever it was karmically that you had to get out of that situation, you've done it, you've completed it, and you did it well. This is a victory card. You know, it's victoriously been completed. And going through that is what's making you feel in charge now, giving you that kind of control or that power, stepping into your power almost. That's what this new cycle feels like. Now, with the World card coming up here as well, it's transitional. So it's not like the phase just ends here and we move forward. It's not the Tower where it's like a sudden shift or change, but we have 2 cards of change coming in. And it may be that you're ready to kind of step into this new cycle, but you're getting some more information first, right? I'm going to say this for some of you that, you know, the kind of lad around town, that kind of single person energy, or girl around town, right? Whatever it was, that's kind of done. There's some kind of responsibility coming in. It doesn't feel kind of heavy or, you know, any of that. It feels like you're ready for it. But of course, then you'd be a little bit cautious, and it's about being honest with yourself. Well, what do I need? If I'm going to step into this role, if I'm going to be more responsible now, if I'm going to be settling down or whatever it is, and we have that settling down card coming in here. What do I need to know about the situation? What do I need to be in this situation? The other thing with the World, when I see it coming up here, is, you know, it talks about cycles. And so when when people say to me, I didn't learn anything from this situation, whatever we're doing right now, we always revisit it. Always. That's just the nature of it. The World, you know, we go in cycles. The Ace to the 10 of whatever suit. The Fool starts a new cycle. That's the in-between phase. What's the other one? Wheel of Fortune, right? All of these cards talk about cycles, things going round. Excuse me. So even if you don't feel like you've learned anything now, when you revisit this, and you will, this situation, when something similar comes up again in the future, where you will have the knowledge, you will know what to do with it. You're in control now. You have a certain level of power. You've stepped into that power. Where does this lead? Well, it leads to the 4 of Wands. This tells you have a great foundation. Whatever it is that you've been doing, you've got, you know, it's now, where are you taking it? Celebrate whatever you've achieved. And you have achieved something. You know, this is celebrating that. Be honest. And it might be, you know, there's some news that comes in that at first you might be a bit iffy about, but you're celebrating it. The 4 of Wands can be a house move. It can be a job move. It's a change in the energy around us. Even if we're just redecorating. It's fresh energy coming in. And that's kind of highlighted with the Death card coming up as the advice card, guys. Because this talks about, you know, death of an old situation, birth of a new situation. Like I said, these are both cards of change. But death isn't a shock either. You know, these are both transitional energies. There's transformation here. And maybe that's what the Page of Swords is, because it's time to get real and think, you know, the stuff that I found fun in the past, it's not even fun anymore, right? It's not even fun anymore. The thing with the Death card is it kind of rolls through our life, and you know, things get removed. People get removed. It may have been that you were dealing with someone like this who was unreliable, because the Knight of Wands can be seen as unreliable. But Death is reminding you as the advice that all of that's gone. Now it's time for fresh energy to come in. The 4 of Wands says that. But the 4 of Wands asks you, what are you committing to? It's about being honest about that. That's what gives you a power. When you say, this is what I want. I want to take this in relationship to the next level. I want to go work for that other company. I'm ready for that promotion. He's the boss, right? But you must be honest about it. And that's just the thing, though. It's not, I mean, it's very telling that it's not the Knight or the King or Queen of Swords. It's the Page. So I kind of feel it's very kind of this tentative energy. It's a truth that you're saying, and it might be, you know, you might be kind of worried, how are people going to take it? I think they'll be happy for you with the 4 of Wands coming up. It feels tentative. It feels like you're stepping up. You're stepping up into a more mature role. Not to say that you're immature. But it just seems, because it's the Page. I mean, I have to look at, why did the Knight of Swords not come up? Why? Because he fights for his truth. He speaks the truth. Why is the Queen not there? Why is the King not there? Because I think it's the first time you're going to be saying this. Whatever it is you're coming out about or saying. And that, the speaking of it, the kind of admitting that this is the truth. This is what I want. This is, you know, stepping into your power. That's what closes off that cycle. That's what releases, lets it go, right? I said, let it go. Let go. That old stuff is done and gone. Now you're ready to move forward. Commit to a new life. All right, let's get you some oracle cards. Very interesting reading, Sagittarius. We have I love you. These are very important words. Yeah, I'd say. And that, think about it. Like I said, that could be like single life coming to an end. And now you're ready to take it to that next level. To say, I love you. General readings, they can go both ways, but those are very important words. And you can bet that would change things up. And there's nothing more empowered than saying, I love you. And I've talked about this loads of times all over the place, but we are love. And here, love makes a difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provide a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. Stepping into your power. Embracing what it is that you love. Being honest about what it is that you love. I'm wondering if it's such a big deal with the Page of Swords coming up. And it feels massive, like it changes everything, whatever this is. You can't kind of play down these two energies. It changes everything. And I'm wondering if the way that it comes out like that, just like blurted out with the Page of Swords, is because you're worried how people will take your relationship if this is a relationship reading for you, or what it is that you love, right? You can love anything. But you have the Four of Wands. That is celebration. We have no place like home. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's big. And you're admitting something big, Sagittarius, this week. And this is the week to do it. Just do it. Don't worry about it. I'm really biased when I say that because I'm always blurting stuff out all over the place. I always think it's not going to kill me. And even if it does, then whatever, right? But with no place like home, this says, what is home? It's where we feel safe, right? Where we feel secure. But you always have a home. Always have a home in you. You will always keep yourself safe. How do you do that? By being authentically you. By speaking your truth. By standing in your truth. That's the kind of most freeing feeling in the world. And the safest and the most secure feeling. Like you don't have to hide anything. You don't have to pretend to be someone that you're not. You can just be you. You can say, I love you. I mean, have you ever had a crush on someone or something and you're around them and it's almost maddening because you want to tell them how you feel, but but you're trying to put on a front or put on a face that how you feel. Just say it. It is that easy. People say it's not that easy, Jay. It is that easy. Let's see what it says. It says, dearest you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. See, there you go. Endings is a new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life. Yeah. Getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it's exciting to experience this new and fresh beginning. It's normal to feel both push and pushback when entering any kind of new relationship. It's okay to admit you don't really know what to expect. What you can know is it's time to dive in and allow that new version of life to take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life, spirit. You have made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we are so excited to see where this will take you next. We're so proud of you, and I'm excited too. I have a Sagittarius rising. Yeah, this really ties in with this Four of Wands energy. And the thing is, I always say this, pages are for me like a lesser energy of the aces. It's a beginning, something new. And it begins with some truth that may be kind of uncomfortable to hear or to say. But ultimately, look where it leads, completions of major changes taking place. And we have a beautiful energy coming up for you in the future.